Hi guys, PC Gaming and Tech here. If you have a budget of £1,000 and you want to build a 1080p high-end gaming PC and which is also capable of mid-range editing, so this is the video for you guys. In this video we will be going through the parts of this computer, and all the parts with their best prices are in the description. If you need any more information, please go to the links in the video description. So without further ado, let's get into the first part of the build. Intel Core i5 4690K. With its 4 thread, it's good for gaming. It has a it is a quad core processor with 3.5 gigahertz base clock and turbo boost up to 3.9 gigahertz. Let's not forget it can be easily overclocked for extra performance. It supports up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it's gonna take about 175 to 180 pounds. And the second part of the build will be the CPU cooler, and for this build we are going to use Corsair H100i GTX or Corsair H100i. GTX 1 is the newer version of Corsair H100i, and it is gonna take our 95 to 100 pounds. And using this cooler we should be able to do high end overclocking from 4.5 gigahertz to 4.8 gigahertz, and this overclocking will help us a lot to do our editing. And this cooler will come with a 240 millimeter radiator, and it will also come with the two 120 millimeter fans, and those two fans are capable of up to 2700 rpm. And it also comes with the hardware temperature monitoring software, which is the Corsair Link. For the third part is our motherboard, and we will go with the Gigabyte G Z97X Gaming 7 Gigabyte Z97X Gaming 7 motherboard. It is about 120 pounds, and it has 4 DDR3 RAM slots and a load of SATA Express and M2 slots, for which will give us up to 10 gigabytes per second transfer rate. And it has a lot of SATA options, and it has about 10 SATA ports. So but it depends which kind of SATA port you're going to use, SATA Express, SATA 3 or SATA 2, something like that. And it has about 4 to 6 USB 2 ports and 4 USB 3 ports at the back of the motherboard. And this motherboard is gonna be also gonna be helping us to do the overclocking. For the RAM, we are Crucial Ballistic supports 1600 megahertz, and we're gonna be using 16 GB of RAM. For the gaming, we will not need these all 16 GB, but for our editing we will definitely need this much memory, and it's gonna take us down about 64 pounds. And the next part of the build is our graphic card. We will be going for the Gigabyte G1 Gaming GTX 970, and it is one of the best GPUs available in our price range, and it will take about 275 to 280 pounds of our budget, which makes it the most expensive part of our computer. It has 4 gigabytes or 4 GB graphic performance, and graphic memory, my bad. And it is very good. It is good enough for running any game, maximum settings on 1080p, and we will be able to play some games on the 1440 as well as 4K using only one GPU, which is GTX 970 from Gigabyte G1 Gaming series. And it has as per the as the GPU looks like, it is a quite long-term graphic card, because 3x cooling design, WindForce 3x cooling design fans. So that's why it is a bit long card, and it will be running these fans will help a lot for our GPU to run to about 23% cooler, 23 to 25% cool than the other GPUs, other GTX 970s. And while we are buying this card, we have to keep in mind that this is a pretty long card, and there are some cases, PC cases, which will not accommodate this card. So when I bought this graphic card, I had to change my kit because I was using Zalman Z9 Z11 Plus at that time. So I changed it to the current PC case just to accommodate this card. And this card has 1178 megahertz base clock and boost clock of 1329 megahertz. And at the same time we can use about 4 monitors at the same time using the different ports of this card. The ports and every of other information is already in the description, so if you want to see more information, you can just go into the video description. And for storage, we're gonna be using two hard drives. One is gonna be SSD, which is Samsung Evo 850 120 gigabytes SSD, which is we're gonna use for only for the operating system and the mandatory or primary um, applications. And for the storage or the for media and installing the games and everything, we're gonna use 1 terabyte of Segate Barracuda. And the SSD is gonna take about 50 pounds of our budget, and the Barracuda, which is 7200 RPM, which is pretty much more faster than the 5400 RPM, is gonna take about 42 pounds. And we have all the flexibility. If we want, we can buy some more hard drive Barracuda, or even much better than Seagate, like WD, blue or black or red, and we can just put it in our system and it will be good to go. And to power all of our components, we will be going for the Corsair CX600 bronze certified 80 plus power supply. It will take about 50 pounds of our budget, and for 600 watts, I think so these are pretty much enough for our build. um, I was checking on the GeForce website, and we will need about 500 to 550 watts of the power supply to support all of our components. But 600, if we will decide to put some more RAM or more hard drives, it will help us in future as well. And if of course if you are going for SLI configuration or three ways crossfire configuration, we will need the more watts of the power supply. So after that, the final part of this build is gonna be our case, PC case. We are going for Corsair 300R Windows version. Just keep in mind there are two versions of this case. One is the blank steel or whatever the material they use to make the cases, and other one is a Windows version, which we're gonna use to show off all the beautiful components in the case. And it's gonna take about 70 to 75 pounds of our budget as well. And I selected this case because of the airflow options on this. We can put 2 to 120 or 140 millimeter fans in the front of the case as well as on top, or if you want, even if we want, we can put two on the window side, the glass panel side of the case, which is gonna help us a lot while we will be doing some overclocking on our CPU as well as on our GPU. So I have selected all of these parts really carefully, so by keeping in mind, if I need, I can install the Mac OS X Yosemite on it. And believe it or not, I am using my computer on Mac OS X as well. So if we want, we can install the Hackintosh or Mac OS X on this computer as well. So for benchmarking and the temperatures, please give a thumbs up to this video, so in that way I will know that I will upload that video as soon as possible. And subscribe to my channel, this will help us a lot. Thank you very much and have a good day.